Okay, so in this video, we will look at the option contract from the seller perspective. The same contract we analyzed before, the same table we analyzed. Before doing the math, I want to remind you a few things. First of all, for the seller, the option premium is always revenue or inflow. In order to calculate the profit or loss, you always have to answer the question, will the option contract be exercised or not? And now let's do the math. So, from the seller perspective, okay, it will receive the premium, no question asked. So, first of all, in this situation or in any situation, the premium will be positive 0.0. Wow. Okay, let me close this, this part. Okay. So the premium is positive. Now, the next thing you need to do is answer the question, will the option be exercised? And in this case, if you remember what we did before with the put option, you know that most likely in that situation, the buyer will exercise the option contract, because when the buyer exercise, the buyer will get 1.4 for the pound, and which is way higher than the market rate of only 1.3. So now the seller have to pay 1.4 per pound, right? Because it is a strike price. So now the seller of the contract have to pay 1.4. Once he pay $1.4, the seller get 1 pound, and assuming that he sell the pound in the market, he only get back how much? 1.3. So now the 1.3 is kind of the revenue, right? So adding those three numbers up, you will have profit or loss for the seller. And you see that if you remember, here is the profit for the buyer and here's the loss for the seller. They are 100% the same, but in the different side. Okay, so money I make is totally coming from you, right? So it is what equal to the loss of 0.088, right? And clearly, if you want to calculate the profit or loss for the whole contract, you multiply the unit gain or loss with the size of the contract, which is 31,250. Okay. Now let's look at this situation. It is easier to see. First of all, for the buyer, for the option seller, premium is always cash inflow or revenue. Second, will the option contract be exercised? In this case, you can see that the market rate and the exercise rate is the same. So it doesn't matter if it is exercised or not, okay? Therefore, the option seller pocket the whole premium. Yep, the whole premium will be his profit. And if you multiply it with the 31,250, it will be the profit for the whole contract. In the next situation, you can see that, first of all, let me copy the premium here because it is a revenue for the seller. Now, will the option contract be exercised? Clearly, the answer is no, because the buyer of the option contract can sell pound in the market and get 1.45, instead exercise the option and get only 1.40. So the option will be exercised, will be expired, okay? And you can and it will be easy for us to calculate the whole profit for the contract. Now, the last situation is here, always controversial, okay? So in this case, first of all, premium, okay, is a revenue. Now, will the buyer of the put option contract exercise in that situation? If you remember the logic we did in the buyer's perspective, you know that the buyer will exercise the option contract to recover part of the premium investment, right? Because by exercising the contract, he get 1.4 per pound. It is higher than the market value of pound of only 1.39, right? So in this case, the option seller have to pay 1.4 to get 1 pound according to the contract, and then once he get a pound, he can sell it in the market and get only 1.39, and 1.39 is the revenue. So all in all, when we add those three numbers up, what will happen? So here we go. The profit, in this case, the sum is positive, so it is a profit, right? And the profit is 0.2 cent. Yep, 0.2 cent. And if you remember, for the buyer in that situation, the loss is 0.2 cent, and it turned into profit for the seller of the option contract. So we can put the number here. It is equal to positive 0.002. Okay? Yep. Per unit. And now for the whole contract, you multiply it with 31 to 50. So that's it. Now, looking back, you see that for option, you can look at it from seller or buyer perspective. And also for option contract, you have a call contract and put contract. So there could be 4 different combinations. Okay, and each of the combination require you to calculate the profit and loss differently. So be careful. You work on it slowly, making sure that you understand everything, answer those 2 important questions here. If you can do it, I guess there is no way you can get the wrong answer. So thank you.